Hi there, I'm Edward Jern. So welcome back to Stairways to Lanakila. So this is the first episode after the London International Challenge last week. In this weekend, we've witnessed a lot of breathtaking battles between the best players in the world. So congratulations to all the winners. As I've said that London will definitely shape the future meta games, and there are already several promising cores that showing wonderful potentials performance to the worlds. And I have some inspirations from it too, so I would definitely build some teams and feature it to you all over here. So today we'll continue to feature the Alola-Raichu Mudsdale teams from the Japanese players one and last times, and tomorrow we will start featuring another new teams and how team set Cyrus over the National Championships of Hong Kong used in London. So as usual, if you find this video interesting or entertaining, please kindly show your support by giving a like or do a subscription here. So let us wait for the players, our first players here. So they're one of the most prominent core that the London featured is the cores from Wolf-Glix. I will mention about it later. And our first competitors will be coming from Spain, which has teams of Tapu Koko, Marowak, Polygon 2, Araquanid, Celesteela, and Garchomp. So the Marowak would definitely start my Evoke Switch techniques, but on the other hand, I'm not sure if I should use the trick or not, because the Araquanid is a very big threat to my team. So maybe I will just stick around the environment without trick rooms. But I guess I need to tackle the Marowak first. But still, I will still bring my Raichu Tapu Koko Elite. And Gyarados to block the Marowak. Should I bring my Oranguru just for to instruct and to counter the trick rooms? Yeah, I would do so. I would bring the Oranguru as my fourth members of the teams. So yes, as I mentioned, Wolf-Glix has a very strong cores of Salamence, Tapu Bulus, Politoads, and the Madness Zones, together with the supports from the Polygon 2 and also the Alola-Muck is a very strong core itself, but it has to be played very carefully. So our opponents would bring Marowak and Garchomp to the first game of the day, and we'll bring the Tapu Koko and the Raichus. So as usual, the Electric Surge is coming out and boosting Raichu's speed doubled. But in this situation, Marowak stands in a very good position because I could not knock it out very easily by Raichus and Tapu Kokos. But I guess I need to switch out one of my electric attackers in this, probably the Tapu Kokos, and Raichu is just do a side kick into Marowak, and I switch into Gyarados for to intimidate onto the both physical attackers of the opponents. So my Koko will switch away into Gyarados, firing and intimidate. So what we see, a Garchomp is protecting, that's good. So Psychic will definitely connect. Oh no, but Marowak is also using the Protect. That should be the good news for me, because I can choose either to attack the Marowak or the Garchomps here by the Ice Fans and or the Waterfall. Because it's choice banded, I have to be very careful about my choice. But switching out into Oranguru seems to be a very good choice because you can take the Shadow bones from the Marowak, and it may not take a lot of damage from the Garchomps too. So I switch it out and use a waterfall onto the Marowak. So Raichu comes back, Rangu comes in. Yes, he's switching out his Garchomps into Celesteela. So my waterfall should be able to knock out the Marowak with one hit. Very good. I'm not sure about the play, but maybe he is anticipating I would use a Dragon Dance here. But my opponent is switching back the Araquanid here. So my problem is very clear. Is that Celesteela has a very dominant road here. Maybe I could get my Gyarados freely knocked out here. I guess Instruct would still be a very good options here for the Gyarados, and I would use 2 Waterfall onto the Celesteela. I hope it doesn't protect. No, protect. So Waterfall 1, number 1 would not here. Oh, but it's a Leech Seed variant, not using the substitute, and a Leech Life from the Araquanid. Would it be able to knock it out? No. But it do a fair amount of damage and activate my Citrus Berry here. Then I think it should not knock me out with a second hit here. So the Waterfall connects very brilliantly onto the Celesteela. So Celesteela have an option of doing a protect next turn so as to store out the loss of HP. But I guess a safe play would be continue to use a Waterfall and protect the Oranguru, but I'm pretty sure his Celesteela would go for protect, and Araquanid would try to knock out my Oranguru. I do not think that his Araquanid would use the water type move onto my Gyarados here, so I just protect my Oranguru and switch into Tapu Kokos, and ready for consecutive discharge. Oh, come back! So Gyarados coming back would also help me saving intimidating options to the 2 physical attackers here, but his Celesteela is not using a protect, so but it's using a Leech Seed onto my Orangurus, so maybe it's not a this move is not too bad. Yeah, I guess so. So I just use an Instruct and discharge here. So it probably knocks out at least one of the opponent's Pokemons here. So, but no switch outs from my opponents, and the discharge would go, the first discharge would come out, knocked out the Celesteela, very nice, and see if the Araquanid would knock out my, oh, but he's using the Poison Jet instead. But I guess it's because without the Water Bubble ability here, he definitely couldn't knock me out easily. But, oh my goodness, I'm instructing his Araquanid. What am I doing? So anyway, you have to be very careful about choosing which one to instruct. So I still have the advantage here, maybe. So I just fire my Gyarados first. Anyway. So Gyarados comes in, and Garchomp, his last Pokemon here. So firing Intimidate is always a very good against a team without Melodics or Bravery in these metagames. So Melodic is having an increasing usage recently, but you must be very careful about it. So maybe I will just use Protect here and an Ice Fan onto the Garchomps. So my Gyarados is sitting very nicely against his Araquanid, but I hope there's no Rocks and Ice coming here. But we do see a Z-move is a Tectonic Rage from Garchomps probably onto my Oranguru. But it doesn't matter because I have protected here, so the Z-move would be reduced to 25% of your original damage. So let's see how many damage you could do to my Oranguru. So that's minimal. Very good. So an Ice Fang connects and knocks it out easily. So here I could just use Ice Fans and Instruct continuously onto their Araquanid. And that should be the game. So choose carefully on which ones to use the Instruct next time. Alright, my opponents were feed. So a very good games from our opponents and a very clean sweep with his teams. So every time when you look into the opponent's teams, you have to consider what tactics you're going to use. So you could see that he is using his Araquanid, abusing the Araquanid. If I'm going to build up the trick rooms for that, he would definitely abuse and sweep my teams very easily. So I have to give up my trick room options here. So our next opponent is coming from Japan, and his team is also another Araquanid, but this time he is with a Tapu Bulu, Gengar, Alola-Raichu, Polygon 2, and also a Tapu Koko. So it's going to be a very hard game because if I'm not using the trick rooms, I would be threatened by his... Yeah, but he's going to use a trick room anyways. And in the trick room environment, I could only have my Mudsdale doing an Earthquake, which is not effective onto his Araquanid. So our first priority should be stopping the trick room options while retaining the choice of using trick room Pokemons like the Scissor. Scissor is a good choice here. Alright, so I'll just pick my Raichu, Tapu Koko lead here, and Scissor. Should I use my Mudsdale? Mudsdale is good. Right, let's go for the Mudsdale. So I have to control the fields very carefully because his Tapu Bulu would definitely use the grassy terrain to reduce the spread damage of Earthquake, but it doesn't matter a lot because Mudsdale still have a very good coverage onto his teams. But we see the Muk and Gengar here, a shiny Gengar. But the good thing on his team is that we don't see Lightning Rod or a Grand Pokemon, so I could use my Rock Switch very easily. So maybe I would switch out into my Mudsdale and Scissor and try to take some damage. So I presume that his Gengar is going to use a Sludge Bomb onto the Tapu Koko and so I would do 2 Volt Switch. So it's because Mark is has a bit of threat onto the Raichu, so my Raichu would be going to Volt Switch into the Muk, and Gengar is definitely do some of the great damage onto my Tapu Koko. So I'll choose to Volt Switch in the X directions here. So I'm switching out my Scissor, hoping to take some so-called damage from the Gengar. So Sludge Bombs onto my Scissor, very good. So I have to decide whether I should continue to use the Volt Switch here. But will I maintain? I could still maintain a very prominent position if I knocked out both of his Pokemon. But still, I will Volt Switch into his Muk. I don't hope to see the Will Whip, so I just use a Bullet Punch onto the Gengar. So he's withdrawing his Gengar into Polygon which may favor me after that. But yeah, it's a good news that his attack is rose. A critical hit. So the Volt Switch, wow, doing a lot of damage here. So will we see a Fakey Berry or a Citrus Berry here? It's a Fakey Berries. So thanks to the abilities Gluttony, so he is able to use his berries earlier when the HP is around 50%. So I was just switching to my Mudsdale to threaten. Yeah, stop it using the Trick Rooms here. So very nice switch here, and knocked off 3 CNATs onto Mudsdale. Not a very good news for me, because I thought this could keep it alive against Polygon 2's Ice Beam, but luckily the Ice Beam is not boosted here, so still take it very well. So I'll use the high horsepower onto the Muk and do a Sword Dance. So Muk is using a Protect. And our Sword Dance go first. So Polygon 2 is using his Ice Beam. Very good. I hope that don't respawn again on the stream. I should have stopped all this joke here. Frozen like statues here. Never mind. So the Z powers will be coming out. And go on to the Polygon 2. And doing as many damage as possible. So a very rare C move. The dominating C move is of course the water one. So we see the cross screws crashing into the Polygon 2. Will it able to knock it out? Oh, barely. But knock off doesn't do any big damage onto my Scissor, thankfully. But he's using the Trick Rooms, so but just continue to use the high horsepower onto his Muk and a priority Bullet Punch onto the Polygon 2. So Bullet Punch goes first, finishing up off. Oh please, no way. Frozen like Sonic, but he's going to knock my Mudsdale. That's simply a mistake, I guess. So with the ability of Stamina, the Mudsdale could definitely stand on the field for a very long times. So I try the high horsepower here. I don't really have much loss if he knocked me out. Maybe I'll try to maintain the trick room as, yeah, to stop using, to hope this trick room's not going to do so. So I just protect my scissor. But we do see the Shadow Sneaks goes first. So I lose one of my attacking opportunities here. And the Shadow Bones here. So, big thing is you can choose either Poison Jabs or Knocked Off. So, either of my electric type Pokemon would not be a very good situation against Gengar here. No, Mud here. But anyway, I will just protect here. But here, I'm sure his Gengar would use an attack onto the Coco. And a Mug onto the Scissor. I'm not quite sure, but I think he will not double target onto my Scissor at this moment. But to play safe, I'll just use the Bullet Punch onto the Gengar first and protect Tapu Koko. So Tapu Koko used the protect, meaning that he's not protecting anyone. So Bullet Punch connects. Oh gosh, Curse Body activated, and I'm not going to use. So we do see the Poison Jab onto the Tapu Koko. So next turn maybe I will switch out my. But Bulu is coming in. That's a huge loss. So no matter how, I will just switch into my right shield here. And yeah, the Curse Body Bullet Punch. I should take out the Bulu as soon as possible. So the Cross Scissor, how much damage it would do onto the Bulu? So Raichu's coming in, ready to take the Poison Jab. No, but it's not off. Onto my Scissor. Maybe he anticipating my Scissor as a bigger threat, but my X-Scissor finally some luck on my side. It's a critical hit onto this Tapu Bulu. So that should be the game for. Yeah, that should be the game after the Trick Room expires. So I just continue to use the Thunderbolt. Yeah, and even it's not boost, it's still very threatening. Yes, he's forfeiting this match. So, thank you guys, and I would like to do a final acknowledgement to Yula, the Japanese players, for a very wonderful and interesting teams. So, see you in tomorrow's episode with a brand new team. Goodbye.